Good morning, beautiful people. It is February 8th, 2013 at 10:17 in the morning. I have two beautiful bald eagles flying over. Well, I wouldn't say over my head, but it's close enough right now. That's pretty cool. So if you hear them, that's what you're hearing up there. Always love to hear them screech. Oh man, we got the most incredible cleansing rain last night, which is the first. Man, and ladybugs and honeybees everywhere. This is just amazing. Uh, by the thousands. We got our first cleansing rain here in Crystal River, Florida last night. There's only been three, maybe four. That might have been the fourth since I got here in September. And the others haven't been more than some passing showers, and this one finally really let loose last night, and that's fantastic. And it came just after the news of the nuclear power plant here in Crystal River finally shutting down, and the night before, in my dreams, we had to have water into the soil to allow the conductivity for the old vibrations to come up as we input more light. And that's really interesting now that I look back on my dream and seeing what has happened just in the couple of days since. And wow, it is just absolutely beautiful today. And again, the skies are a color blue. Man, those bald eagles are beautiful. There's two of them, and they are circling right here. One's over here, one's over here. And that is just really too cool. They come and hang out with me in the garden every now and then and fly right above my head. And it's really neat to see. Anyway, there's been a lot of talk about ETs recently, and that's kind of the subject matter that I wish to share today too. Plus the OPPT, the One People's Trust, because it is really that news is starting to spread far and wide, and that is going to take the collective of humanity to wake up and to quit feeding the Illuminati or the controllers, by putting the money in the stock markets, by getting your money out of the stock markets, by getting your money out of the banks that the Illuminati have control over, by quit feeding the corporations like BP and Walmart and all the Fortune 500 corporations, which are owned by these same controllers of the planet, by quitting to pay IRS, by trying to remove your resources out of the US dollar and allow that to collapse, and by just pulling the plug and by spreading the information. We have all got to participate together as one to make this change. Of course, the controllers own the media, and you're not going to hear about the One People's Trust in the media for that very reason. And they're going to try to keep this hush hush and try to continue making you think you were enslaved until everybody wakes up and says, "No, I'm not." And you do things in a different way, and we change the system. That is going to have to be done. And once people come to the realization that, with this foreclosure, we are all multi-billionaires, then what's the value of money? Money has no point or value anymore. And so we've got to get over those concepts to take us into what I wish to speak of today, which is about the extraterrestrials, the ETs. We are the ETs. Everybody here on this planet, there is no one whose soul originates from Earth. And when you start waking up to who you truly are and start embodying your higher self and start connecting with the other parts of you, which truly on the greatest layer of the onion, the most outside layer of the onion, the highest dimensions, which we are trying to, it's not trying, which we are removing our perceptions, removing and altering our perceptions for that expansion, which allows the communication to the all other parts of you in a spherical thinking, then you start realizing you are the one just having your personal experience, me having my personal experience, and we can all connect to each other. And with that, we realize that we're all ET, and we are time travelers. We've been here a few times now in this position, and we are here to, because of the Great Shift of the Ages, December 21st, 2011, in our alignment with the Galactic Center, in our ability to change into a new way of being for the next 26,000 years. Many of us, in fact, probably all of us, are from the future, and we came back to experience, to relive and to alter and to change this shift. And we do that by expanding our awareness and creating new things. We are all ETs. Man, now it's these little moths that are flying everywhere. That's cool. It was ladybugs. Such a beautiful planet we live on. It is just absolutely magnificent. And to see these guys flying, glowing as they're flapping their wings and passing by me is really, really cool. Anyway, yeah, we are all ETs. With the increase of the light intensity on Earth right now, only those parts of us that are in the higher vibrations can remain on Earth. And it is those parts of us that sooner or later, and these are our future selves, they are us. When I was a child, I was receiving messages that I, in my mind, could conceive of them as coming from Archangel Michael. But now I realize that my messages are coming from my future Arcturian self, which is still me. And that future Arcturian self is beginning to embody this body as my light body expands. And it is a higher dimensional aspect of myself that does not have the limitations, which is eternal. And by expanding my chakras and my light, more of that being, that eternal self, can embody this body. God needs a body. That's how we make change. And that's really what we're doing as we're expanding our consciousness and our awareness and amplifying our light and our frequency. We are embodying that of which is ourself, just on a different fragment. I thought of myself, I thought the messages from Archangel Michael when I was a child was from another entity that was different from me. And my perceptions now I am a fragment of Archangel Michael. And in my DNA, I'm a fragment of many of the other archangels. And I have been on many planets and in many galaxies and in many universes doing what I do. And we all do this. You too. And only as you can expand your light and your frequency do those memories start coming in. And it's not just memories of you being someplace else. It's memories of your skills and your abilities and what all you have available to you to work with. And as we increase the light on Mother Earth, as we expand our consciousness, and we're going through this photon belt We've come up on the shift of ages, December 21st, 2012, and we're now coming into this very, very high frequency band of magnetics coming from the galactic center. The frequencies are increasing so much that all the lower vibrational entities, those of the lesser dimensions, they cannot remain in the vibration on Earth that Earth is existing in now. So, I hear many persons talk about negative ETs being here. They were here, but they are not anymore. And the ETs that are here are trying to go through the ascension process. Just like the gray ETs, we've got ETs from the past. They're time travelers. And we've got ancient ones, and we've got ETs from the future, the gray Zetas that are here right now, that are having others of their group inhabiting human bodies to change and alter the DNA so that they can come out of their mental aspect, which they developed technologically, and they removed themselves from the emotional state or the heart state. And with that technological advancement, they could not ascend. And by becoming almost like Borgs in their technological advancements, they were not able to go to higher levels. And as their reproductive cycles happened, they started cloning themselves, and then after a while they lose their genetics and they started dying. And so you've got future ones and past ones here working with souls that are inhabiting physical human form that are holding DNA for the Greys, trying to change what they had created through their mental technological advancements, which was very, very high, but fourth dimensional. They could not get into 5D. There are no negative ETs 5D and above. The limitation of negative beings is the fourth dimension, and I don't care what anybody says out there. 5D is all about the heart and the expansion of the light and higher vibration, and it doesn't matter how much technology you develop. You cannot get to 5D, and you cannot go higher unless you go into your heart. It is simple, plain, and easy. That is Ascension Mastery 101. And so all these persons that are talking about abductions and stuff, there are no such thing as abductions. That does not exist. There are soul contracts that are made with the soul that's inhabiting the human form that is allowing the Greys to come and get them and to work on their DNA, work on their chromosomes, work on the development for that whole race of the Zetas, the Gray ETs. And that is why you have this so-called abduction experience. But there's no true abductions. It's just the people that are getting taken and worked on, they're getting worked on by mental aspects of their soul group and soul family that don't have the emotional state, and that individual that's going and being experimented with by soul contract, which allows it to happen, they have emotions, and they have fear, and they have what the Greys are trying to get back into. And so that they can finally get back into their heart and begin the ascension process, go home. And that's what ascension is all about. It is expansion of yourself into higher and higher states of consciousness, working your way back to the one, back to Creator. And so all this abduction, ET abductions, that doesn't exist. That's phony baloney. And so realize who you are if you've had ET abductions, and realize that it is through our expanded awareness, through our light, through our dimensional levels of conception that is going to allow our galactic brethren to land and to walk among us here. And so it's up to us to change, and the OPPT is a part of this. So anyway, that's it for this video. Love you all. Bye for now.